Yeah, it's something that's why I wish I had a little plot of land so I can go out and like practice some of the skills or like practice growing stuff because I just live in an apartment. It's a little bit harder.
Yeah,
Oh
And
yeah.
that's
with
the
when it comes
problem
to
with more
crafting,
urban areas.
yeah, same as when it comes to like me trying to craft stuff. Hence why I don't really work with metal because I don't have the tools for it, and I don't have like heavy machinery. Like I don't have a bandsaw or anything like that. I pretty much only have hand tools. I've got a drill. I've got a Dremel. Dremels are great, but for some of the stuff I'd like to do, like what Trevor wants to do with it looks like it is, or it looks like a plate of armor, like a piece of metal. I would, with my current setup, it would be really hard for me to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if I'll do it for real. I mean, it would be great, honestly, to have like ballistics graded armor.
Oh yeah.
That actually looked kind of like neat too.
Actually, I think someone brought up the joke of like it'd be like the first day of the apocalypse, and all of us would just be immediately in our Rev and Wasteland gear. Like, they've leveled up really quickly. It's still like regular civilian clothing that's just like slightly dirty. It's like, they already have like tire
Dude,
armor.
it's like, damn, it's only been a week. My God, what happened to you guys? Like, and I was gonna actually ask this a little while back, but what parts of do you think that? And I know merchants made a lot of stuff. But what parts of your kit that you would run at an event do you think that you'd actually run in a real life scenario?
I mean, Omega's taught me a lot, and I'd say my hiking backpack definitely because it has a lot of stuff I can put into it. Other than that, maybe the side satchel that I brought to Omega. And probably the newest thing I'm bringing is that chest rig. But other than that, because most of my stuff has been kind of more cosmetic, probably it gives me no protection from bullets, no protection from blunt or stabs, and no environmental protection. So it's like,
like
that would probably be something that I would just take apart and just use the pieces from it if we're the actual apocalypse.
So real world, and it depended on the circumstance, but like I'd ideally most of the time I'd probably try to wear something like concealed armor with like just normal jacket, like civilian clothes on top. But I'd probably go for a jacket that's large enough to cover my tack belt. Because I'd have most of my actual like weapon related stuff on the tactical belt. And I would want to kind of keep that from being seen right off the bat.
My belt is almost as expensive as my gun.
Speaking of profit,
I definitely would not be using the drop leg though.
I
would really? You wouldn't use a drop leg? Okay.
I would be using the side
compared to his drop leg.
Well, Serpa.
I have more of a mid-ride drop leg that I use for the more recreational shooting and sometimes at my secondary occupation.
Yeah.
But the mid-ride drop leg, in my opinion, is I've had a way better time with it than a full drop.
Okay. I mean, I'll look into a mid-ride one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so the one that I'm running in particular is the G-Code RTI hanger system in conjunction with Safariland.
Yeah.
Because they do so. G-Code likes to make things for Safariland almost, and so I thought let's just go and take a chance here, sort of deal. G-Code's been pretty steady,
I've got a U-clamp system, which has been great for quickly swapping between a normal everyday belt and a tack belt, because I can just undo the clamp, lift it up, and swap over and clip it back down.
Right.
But I've been thinking about attaching one of those quick detaches onto it, either a G-Code if it works with the Blackhawk stuff, or one of the Blackhawk specific ones.
G-Code actually does make so what they make is called a hanger. Mm-hmm. The hanger is the thing that actually attaches to the drop portion, like the component that part. And they do make it for Safariland, Blackhawk, and Blade Tech, or yeah,
Okay.
Blade Tech, I think. Something like that. So they make a universal one that can take all three.
Okay.
So you just basically attach that to the holster, and that goes into the system. The reason why I opted for that RTI is because I do have both Safariland and Blackhawk.
Yeah.
Now, Safariland makes a proprietary one called the QLS, or the I think it's QLS. I don't know. It's a quick detachable buckle. It
Yeah.
almost looks like a buckle.
Blackhawk
that you just
has
slide
a
into the component.
quick detach like gear looking thing as well.
Yeah, I guess at that point it just comes to preference and what you want. I know that I got a random Safariland holster that I had no idea what gun it went to, and I got it for a very nice deal. Of course, airsoft, you come across a bunch of cool things, but I got that holster, and I just really wasn't familiar with Safariland. But that was a drop leg component, or drop leg holster, and that was my first exposure to the drop leg system versus just on the waist sort of deal, just appendix carry or outside the waistband carry, just on the belt sort of deal. And the mid ride, in my opinion, is the best of both worlds. I don't have to reach down any further, but I know that my gun is secure to my side, and it takes just a little bit of weight. It takes a little bit of weight off the belt itself, because you do have something else that's attached to your leg. And I'll be the first to say, if you don't have any real estate on some body armor or something on your chest, like a chest rig, and all of your real estate is on your belt, you're not going to have a great day when it comes to anything survival-esque scenario. Just because if you got like your mags, your mags, your radio, your gun, your this, your that, all on the belt, your canteen on your belt, and that thing is just weighing you down constantly. I mean, you're not going to have a fun
part
time.
of the reason why I'm thinking about getting rid of the full drop leg is because of that issue. I've got way too many things on there, and that weighs me down on the whole left side.
Okay, so for you, it's a little bit of a opposite story. You think that the drop leg actually weighs you down more? I mean, it definitely
this
could.
particular
Depending on. Right.
Because
For sure.
it's the full, like, down all the way to your knee. Well, just above the knee.
Oh yeah, that's a pain in the ass right there.
Yeah.
For sure. Mobility goes down with it, and
the pouches...
I can attest for that with the drop leg.
I guess back to sorry, I remember what I was gonna say. So in the Walking Dead, funny enough, in some of the scenes you can see people with Crossman holsters, which are like $10 Walmart holsters.
That's fine.
And then as far as other things you'd probably see is there'd probably be a big resurgence of the cross draw vest, aka usually the first vest someone gets when they play airsoft, or they the first thing they search is they search tactical vest.
Yes,
the like zip up ones?
That's the It's just a regular vest that has like everything you would need to start out playing airsoft. I remember getting that one too. It actually came with a belt. Mine was UTG. UTG.
I still have it. It's the Matrix one I have. Yeah, I'll run it for like games where I'm playing as the rebels or something, because it's something that is easy for someone that's more of an insurgent type to get, compared to getting full on like rigs or plate carriers and stuff like that. So it's easy to just have a zip up vest.
Yeah. You used to be able to get them at Walmart. I think they still sell them at Dick's.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, something you'd probably see a lot of. And again, no judgment. You get whatever you can get your hands on. And again, it's got a good basic first couple things. The problem is they're varying levels of quality. The UTG
Mhm.
one's actually pretty decent. Some of the other ones, though, I used to have one.
I'll be honest. I honestly never had a complaint with mine. Of course, I might, my tastes are a little bit more, I guess,
Higher.
refined now. But
Mhm.
like even the gear that I'll recommend, like for example, that G Code RTI drop component, that
Not expensive.
it's good quality, but it's not that expensive. Like if you pay that $10 to $15 Crossman whatever, no judgment whatsoever. If it works, it works. Use it to the best of your ability by
Yeah.
all means. But even that drop leg component in conjunction with just the regular Safariland holster will bring it to around about $60 to $80 depending on what you want to get. But it's still sub 100 area.
Yeah,
That you could
you want-
probably get off with it, and that's one of the things I like to look for is just like cost, like simple and functional above all else and comfortable for sure, but cost efficient as well because we're not
Yeah.
all millionaires. We're not making thousands of dollars a minute, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
definitely cost effective.
also the importance of being able to retain your weapon, which is important. You don't want it
Absolutely,
slipping out
absolutely.
or someone trying to be able to like take it. So you want to be able to. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention is it always kicks me in the pants. It always makes me chuckle a little bit. And in movies and TVs and games, the Walking Dead game was particularly notorious for this.
Yeah.
When someone is given a pistol, where they just tuck it into the swell of their back. If you've ever done that in
Yeah.
real life, it's. I mean, if you're just walking around, it's not bad. But as soon as you start to try to run or do anything, the pistol's going to drop. Or it's gonna go. It's
Yeah,
gonna go. It's gonna go down your pants.
I think I've tried that one time just out of curiosity to see how, because every movie, every TV show that, like you said, would hand some person just a firearm, normally being a pistol, they would tuck it into their waistband, in
yeah.
front of them, behind them, to the side, like whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I tried that one time, and I'll say I was so worried that my weapon would just fall down my pants or fall out of my belt every single time I moved. I was so
I'd
conscious
imagine.
of the fact, oh wow, like
there's been
yeah, that's
there's been tons of negligent discharges because of that. Someone just tuck into their waistband or the swell of their bag, and they'll go to reach for it, and because there's no way of really knowing until you put your hand on the gun where the trigger is. They'll instead of just pull the trigger, and then they'll shoot themselves either in the butt or they'll shoot themselves in the leg, or in the very unfortunate part, they'll shoot themselves in the junk.
Oof.
So that's why again,
Yeah.
good weapon retention. So if you have nothing else and all you have is a Crossman holster, then yeah, I would go with a Crossman holster. But if you have time and you've got a little bit of money to invest, yeah, definitely get some, not necessarily like super Gucci tactical gear, but gear that's gonna work, gear that's not like gonna red flag you, because G code's becoming more and more common and popular. Same with any sort of like Black Hawk stuff, because a lot of
Mhm.
police and military use Black Hawk
oh yeah.
stuff. 'Cause I've got a
And I
Black
was
Hawk holster.
surprised. I thought the main majority of law enforcement, whenever I've seen law enforcement, have had some form of Safari Land.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we used a Safariland, and I think it was Black Hawk pistol pouches. I don't remember
Yeah.
who made the belt though, but it was a Safariland, and Safarilands are
Yeah.
good. They're not super expensive, and they do the job pretty darn well. And they're probably, I mean, again, it's one of those things like how much do you want to balance between being concealed or being open about it? But there's times and situations where you may want to be able to hide it, so running like a full pistol setup may not work. But then certain times where it's like, I want to be able to protect myself, and having a full pistol setup is going to be the best way to do that. I want to be ready if something
yeah.
presents itself.
So